This operator safety video provides an overview of the safety features and operating characteristics of the Exmark Laser Z zero-turn mower. It is not a substitute for reading and understanding the complete operator's manual provided with the mower. The handling characteristics of zero-turn mowers are unique. Using a Z-mower requires training and experience. Always operate the mower safely and be aware of specific terrain and mowing conditions that may affect the handling of the mower. Always wear proper clothing when operating mowing equipment. This includes appropriate work boots or shoes, safety glasses, and hearing protection. Long hair, loose-fitting clothing, and jewelry can easily catch or become tangled in moving parts. Make certain that safety shields and all equipment is in place on the mower and functioning properly. Ensure that tires are inflated to the recommended pressure. Become familiar with and pay careful attention to safety alert symbols, which appear in the operator's manual and are positioned on various parts of the machine. They identify important safety messages, which must be followed to avoid accidents, serious injury, or death. Exmark zero-turn mowers are equipped with heavy-duty rollover protection systems, or ROPS, designed to protect operators in case of an unexpected rollover. Operate the mower with the ROPS in the upright, locked position and fasten the seat belt. Lower the ROPS only when absolutely necessary. And do not wear the seat belt when the roll bar is down. Drive with caution and keep the mower's speed under control. Always operate the Exmark Laser Z zero-turn mower within the safety zone. Knowing the safety zone helps you stay clear of water and other hazards. Maintain a distance of at least 2 mower widths. Use a walk mower or hand trimmer near water. Use extra caution when fueling, and never remove the fuel cap or add fuel when the mower is running or the engine is hot. Only add fuel to the mower when outdoors and only in a level, open area. Do not overfill the fuel tank. Fuel and vapors are explosive and extremely flammable. The fuel shut-off valve is located near the fuel tank and should always be closed when transporting or storing the mower. Different types of equipment may be needed based on the landscape. For example, use a stand-on, walk-behind, or trimmer on steep slopes or near drop-offs or ponds. Carefully inspect the area to be mowed and remove any objects that may damage the mower or be thrown by the motion of the blades. Before mowing, make sure the area is clear of other people. Stop mowing and immediately shut off the blades if people or pets enter the area. Be continually aware of the mower's direction of discharge and direct the discharge away from vehicles and buildings. Again, never allow the discharge to be directed toward people or pets with the blades engaged. Before leaving the operator's seat for any reason, stop the engine, set the parking brake, and remove the key. Wait for all moving parts to stop. Never assume that the blades have stopped when the engine is running. Using certain attachments may affect the mower's stability. Be sure to read and follow Exmark's recommendations for attachment weights and safe operation. When using a bagging system with a blower, remember that a rotating impeller is located within the blower housing. Contact with the moving impeller can cause serious injury. Never reach into the blower when the engine is running. Disengage the PTO. Stop the engine and wait for all moving parts to come to a stop before removing clogs in the blower chute. Do not use your hands to clear clogs and debris. When using the hopper on a bagging system, disengage the PTO to stop the motion of the blades before emptying the hopper. Close and latch the hopper door before continuing to mow. Do not engage the blades with the hopper door open. To prevent fires, keep the engine and mower components clear of accumulated debris, such as dried grass, leaves, and other clippings. A buildup of debris near a hot exhaust or dirty engine can ignite a fire. Clean the unit once it has cooled, especially when using a bagging system or when transporting in an enclosed trailer. Never touch hot surfaces and keep all exhaust guards in their proper place. Serious burns can result from contact with the engine or muffler during operation and during the cool-down period after use. Operators must be thoroughly familiar with all safety features and safety alert symbols, and must be completely trained in the functions of the controls before operating the Laser Z zero-turn mower. It is critical for operators to understand the operation, controls, limitations, and risks of zero-turn mowers. Z mowers operate differently from conventional riding mowers. Zero-turn mowers are designed with the rear wheels providing both traction and steering. These are the drive wheels. The zero-turn steering system enables the mower to turn quickly. Operators must exercise caution and control their speed when turning, even on level terrain. When mowing on inclines, even greater caution must be used to avoid a loss of traction or a rollover accident. Be aware that loss of traction may occur if traveling on wet grass, across slopes, or downhill. Loss of traction to the drive wheels may result in sliding and a loss of steering and braking. Avoid sudden starts if traveling uphill, because the mower may tip backward. Potential loss of traction risks will vary with conditions such as wet or uneven grass, the mower's speed, and the degree of slope. Carefully mow slopes and never mow a slope greater than 15 degrees. Consult the Laser Z Mower Operator's Manual for a chart to help determine the degree of slope. If tires lose traction, disengage the blades and move slowly and carefully off the slope. Slopes less than 15 degrees may still be dangerous. Short hills or less steep slopes can be dangerous if there are hazards at the bottom, such as drop-offs, water, or retaining walls. Rollover accidents can occur if a wheel goes over the edge. Stay clear of these areas by mowing in the safety zone. The ground near water may be soft and unstable, also creating the possibility of a dangerous accident. Stay clear of these dangers by maintaining a safe distance from drop-offs, steep banks, retaining walls, drainage ditches, and water. The area a minimum of 2 moor widths away from such hazards is considered the safety zone. And remember, any slope greater than 15 degrees is not in the safety zone. Use a walk-behind moor or trimmer in these areas. Holes or ruts in the ground can also make the moor unstable and create potential for rollover accidents. Operators must have a mowing plan and be aware of all hazards. Do not mow a slope that you're uncertain about. Check with your supervisor and ask if it is safe to mow. Operators must follow basic safety guidelines to prevent accidents. The Exmark mower is equipped with a rollover protection system, or ROPS. The ROPS and seatbelt are important safety features designed to protect operators from injury or death in the event of a rollover accident. Keep the ROPS in the raised, upright, locked position when mowing, and wear the seatbelt at all times. Only lower the ROPS when absolutely necessary, such as when mowing under low clearances. Do not wear the seatbelt with the ROPS lowered. Never lower the ROPS in areas where there are slopes, drop-offs, or water. Return the ROPS to the upright, locked position and fasten the seatbelt as soon as clearance allows. If the ROPS is lowered, there is no rollover protection, and the operator can be pinned or crushed, causing serious injuries or death. Use of the ROPS will reduce the chance of the operator being injured or killed in the event of an unexpected rollover. Following these safety guidelines and mowing slopes carefully and properly are critical steps in the safe operation of the Exmark Laser Z zero-turn mower. Become familiar with the controls before starting the engine and operating the Exmark Laser Z zero-turn mower. Operators should practice with the ZRT mower in a level, open area until thoroughly familiar with steering and all other operational features. Operate all systems at slow speed until the characteristics of the mower are familiar. Operators need to exercise caution when making turns, and speed must be carefully controlled. The parking brake lever is located on the right side of the unit, just forward of the right-hand motion control lever. Set the parking brake by pulling the lever up and rearward. Depress the release button and push the lever forward to release. Always engage the parking brake before getting off of the mower. An indicator is lit on the right-hand console when the parking brake is engaged. Other controls and features of the Exmark ZRT mower are thoroughly defined in the operator's manual. Take time to study the operator's manual and become completely familiar with the Laser Z mower's controls before attempting to operate the mower. The motion control levers control both steering and the forward or reverse motion of the machine. Move the levers forward to travel forward. Move the levers backward to move in reverse. Moving the motion control levers in opposing directions will cause the mower to turn in the desired direction. Compared to a traditional riding mower, the steering characteristics of a Z-mower are unique and make it important for new operators to practice and become familiar with the mower's operation before mowing. To start the mower, ensure that the motion control levers are out in the neutral lock position. Move the throttle control midway between the fast and slow positions. Turn the ignition key to the start position. When the engine starts, release the key. To begin movement, either forward or backward, the operator must be in the seat and the brake lever must be disengaged before the motion control levers can be moved inward to the center operating position. Without these steps, the engine will stop as part of the safety interlock system. The safety interlock system is a critical safety feature on every Exmark mower. Never tamper with the interlock switches. Check their operation on a daily basis. And never operate the machine if the interlock system is not functioning properly. Consult the operator's manual to gain a complete understanding of the operation of the system and the procedure for testing the operator presence controls and safety interlock system. If the interlock system fails to function properly, do not operate the mower. Have an authorized service dealer repair the safety system immediately. Close the fuel shutoff valve when the mower will not be in use, during transport, or during storage. The Exmark Laser Z mower has a flexible discharge chute which directs clippings down and to the side of the mowing deck. Never operate the machine without the discharge chute mounted and in proper working order unless using a grass collection system or mulching kit. If the deflector is ever damaged, replace it immediately. When a discharge chute, cover, or complete bagger assembly is not properly mounted in place, operators and others are exposed to both blade contact and thrown debris, an extreme danger. Turn the ignition key to off. Set the parking brake and remove the key before doing any work around the deflector, mowing blades, or the cutting deck. Never put hands or feet under the mower. And never attempt to clear the discharge area or the mower blades unless the mower is turned off, the PTO is disengaged, and all moving parts have come to a stop. Mower safety extends to proper maintenance, transport, and storage of your Exmark Laser Z mower as well. Read your operator's manual thoroughly and refer to it often for information on the care, maintenance, and routine adjustment of your Laser Z zero-turn mower. Allow the mower to cool before attempting to maintain, adjust, or service the unit. Before starting the engine and using the machine, check the engine oil level. Make sure the mower is cool and clean of clippings and other debris before parking it in an enclosed area or trailer. A hot engine or exhaust system can be a fire hazard, especially in an enclosed space. Use only a heavy-duty trailer to transport the machine. Use only a single full-width ramp that does not exceed a 15-degree incline. If individual ramps must be used, use enough ramps to create an unbroken ramp surface wider than the unit. To avoid tipping backward, do not suddenly accelerate while driving unit up a ramp or suddenly decelerate while backing unit down a ramp. When transporting, stop the engine, engage the parking brake, remove the key, and close the fuel shutoff valve. Securely fasten the machine to the trailer. Exmark cares about operator safety. Stay alert, follow all instructions, and use common sense. Your Exmark Laser Z Zero Turn Mower will provide years of safe, dependable service.